as of less than an hour ago.
Oh, wait, am I wrong?
Not one move, but 4.
4 moves.
4 big moves. And
I'm going to beat you up.
I have concerns about these moves. So Artur Akhtiamov has been assigned to the Toronto Marlies.
That makes sense.
Austin Matthews placed on injury reserve, retroactive November 11th. Easton Cowan recalled by the Toronto Marlies.
Okay.
Joseph Woll has been activated for the roster.
Recalled to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yes. It says Joseph Woll has been...
No, you said Easton Cowan recalled to the Toronto
Recalled
Marlies.
from the Toronto Marlies.
There you go.
Excuse me.
There you go.
Now, here's what I want to say. Everybody's like, well, it's Joseph Woll. And listen, I love Joseph Woll. I was the one banging that drum in 23 going, this kid's the future. This is great. And that's before Stolarz even showed up. Here's the issue I've got. The Chicago Blackhawks have a pretty strong offensive team now.
Uh-huh.
And if you haven't been paying attention, they're actually showing signs of life. I don't know if they make the playoffs, but they're looking good.
I wasn't wrong. I was just early.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
I believe they're in a playoff spot.
Well, there you go. Now, it's mid-November.
A lot of it is Spencer Knight, who's playing unbelievable right now.
And
Goalie's
Connor
part of your
Bedard.
team.
Exactly.
Connor Bedard, who's on the fantasy team and carrying it.
Sure.
But here's my issue. If they plan on, and they were saying about this on the panel last night when they actually got to the Leafs, thank God they did. When they were talking about, well, Saturday night, you got to start Woll against Chicago. Here's my issue. You guys tell me what you think. He played 97 minutes over 2 games. So he didn't play full 2. 97 minutes over 2 games.
With the Marlies.
He allowed 6 goals in 97 minutes. And I know, and you know, and I'm going to use Jeremy Swayman as an example. When a goalie misses training camp, it's often next to impossible to get them going without a serious long ramp. Jeremy Swayman didn't get back last year at all. He looks great this year. Did not get it back after that holdout. And
almost took a puck.
I hate calling it a holdout because Boston straight up like caved. So it was a lockout. But he had an .885 save percentage, .372 goals against average. I understand that for goalies, the AHL can be harder in a lot of ways because it's like a little bit weirder and whatever. But to me, with Dennis Hildeby playing the way he is, and Dennis Hildeby right now is the Leafs' best performing goalie, which for me makes him the number 1 goalie.
He's their best performing goalie all season long. Does not have a win.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The only goalie on the Leafs with a winning record. Caden Primo.
Dennis, and he's not on the Leafs. Dennis Hildeby has a .904 save percentage. And what's so insane about that is his goals against average is almost 4. That's how bad this team is. That's how many shots they allow. It's fucking nuts. This guy's crazy good. Why would you throw Joseph Woll to Frank Nazar, to Connor Bedard, to anybody else until you're 100% sure? Hildeby looks good. You know what? You know you can play Joseph Woll? And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Saturday Joseph Woll stands on his head and everybody goes, aha, Adam, you're dumb. I'm rooting for that. I want to be dumb here.
I am also rooting
But here's
for
what
that.
I'd like. I'd like to see Hildeby one more time on Saturday play Woll against the Blues. They hate their lives right now almost as much as we do. Perhaps more.
You can do both. Maybe it's volume. Maybe that's how you get back into it. Like,
I don't think you do that. I think you need a win, and I think you need Dennis Hildeby to get it. Because Dennis Hildeby, the Leafs should be paying every guy in that locker room, should be funneling their millions of dollars to pay his rent the rest of the season, just based on his performances the last 4 games that he's been in. This guy was unbelievable last night. Unbelievable. And so the idea that we're going to bring up Joseph Woll, who's missed a month and a half of the season. He left training camp so early, and I'm not doubting or finding fault in his reasons, but he left training camp so early he didn't get into a preseason.
No, you're trying to put him in a position to succeed.
You talk about, Berube talks about not panicking. You put Woll in, to me, that's panicking.
I kind of agree with you because you have a road game in Chicago, but then after that, it's 2 days off followed by 2 home games.
And it's
St. Louis Tuesday and then Columbus next Thursday.
That does seem like a softer landing spot, but maybe you don't want to put him in, maybe you want him to
start on the road.
You just throw, Jesus, what are they good at home?
Also,
maybe you're helping them.
Let me throw this at you. Joseph Woll makes what? How much?
3.6.
Hey, that's enough money that you should be fine at home. I expect you're not at no. Joseph Woll's not a child. He's like 26. Your first game's at home. Hey, what's your paycheck? You'll be fine. Get in there. You were playing game 5, 6, and 7 against Florida, and you did fine. Like fine is relative term with the Leafs. You'll be fine.
Only reason they got to
do not.
Against Boston.
I think he should spend the weekend with the Marlies. I know they're not going to do it, but I think that's a mistake.
Maybe he's ready.
He could just be ready.
Honestly,
how do you identify that?
The long and short answer could be that he's like, hey, I'm ready, you guys. I'm good to go. Even though I know the numbers with the Marlies aren't good enough, but he could have told the Leafs staff I'm good. I can get back in there. I want to give it a shot at least against Chicago. And then if he tells you he's ready and the Leafs training staff and their sports science department's yeah, he seems pretty he seems pretty ready. If he were in preseason coming out of training camp kind of ready, where you don't have NHL actual games, but it's first game of the season kind of ready. What if he's just I'm ready to go? Then I don't think you can sit him when he's available. Especially because we just saw with Stallers that playing him too much hurt him heavily. And with Hildeby, somebody who's never played this amount of games, if you're going Boston, LA, Chicago, 1 day rest in between, 3 games in 6 nights, that might be a little much for Hildeby. And it might be better just to roll the dice with Joseph Woll first game back.
I think you need to know what you have. I am so pleasantly surprised by Dennis Hildeby. This is a guy, he was on one of the best goalies in the AHL 2 years ago, made the All-Star team, was fine in the AHL last year, took a step back, and then got called up to the NHL and was awful.
Yeah, he was not good last year.
Oh, my God. And I was like, oh, shoot. I really thought they had something here. Maybe they don't. Ugh. But he looks great. Holy shit. That's an NHL option, which is something he was not last year. That is an NHL option. You actually have no idea what you have with Joseph Woll right now, which is concerning.
I guess you just find out.
Yeah.
You just find out.
And by the way, I would never trust a player to tell me when they're ready.
No.
But they do have goalie eval there that they would know. They would know better than I would. I've watched exactly.
You just got to find out.
I've watched exactly 0 live Marlies hockey this year. Any hockey I've seen has been on a replay. So they'll know more than I do, but I'm a little bit worried about that.
There's all sorts of guys on the Marlies I'd look at calling up.
Yeah. Well, they're not looking at it.
Well, and Berube, I thought Blay was a Berube guy, and he seems to have very quickly fallen out of love there.
4 minutes last night, 4:49.
I can't believe he hit 4:49.
Easton Cowan is being called up. Here's the thing with Easton Cowan, guys. At the beginning of the season, we thought, hey, Leafs need top 6 talent. Pretty clear to me that is clearly not going to be the number one issue.
Well, they've gotten exponentially worse since they lost the kid.
And Easton's numbers, his underlyings are actually really strong at the NHL level. So there's your top 6 option. It's not perfect. Is it Mitch Marner? No. But I need people to put Mitch Marner away. He broke up with you. He doesn't love you. Like it's called what do they call it? It's called a breakup because it's broken.
Damn.
Let's move on. What's the future look like? And when Matthew and I stepped into the league, he was good. Now he's great. And we need to get Easton some time and let him be great, but it isn't going to be fully this year. We need him to be good this year. We need him to be an option this year, and we need him in the top 6. So I like that move. And that brings me to this. There were some people yesterday who were concerned because Jay Rosehill had that rumor about the Leafs and Rasmus Andersson. Now, I know what you're going to say, and I'm going to let you say it. I'm not even going to take it away from you.
Okay.
But people were concerned because Easton Cowan was scratched from the Marlies yesterday. And people were like, oh no, are they trading Easton Cowan to Calgary? No, they're not. They didn't want him to get injured because they need him this weekend.
Yes.
You can't look at scratches with the Marlies because you have to play a certain amount of veterans, and you can't play a certain amount of veterans. You have to get a certain amount of rookies in there. So all the time guys are going to be scratched and playing. Plus their schedule is so compact. It's different than the AHL. They could play 3 games in 3 nights.
Yes.
Guys are scratched all the time and they come in and out of the lineup. Don't look at those things just on paper and see a tweet that somebody's scratched and think that means anything with an AHL team.
The AHL is
just for context.
a completely different beast.
It's a different system.
I also can't blame people for being jumpy. It's a jump time.
Sure.
And before we talk about the Rasmus Andersson rumor, because I think it's important we talk about that. David Kampf will be a free agent as of 2 p.m. this afternoon. He will sign immediately afterwards, we think.
That's so
and I bet it's going to be in Montreal. That's my bet.
The Canadians, yeah.
I think that
was my bet too.
I think it fits. I think he's going to be great for them.
I'm resentful. I'm deeply resentful of that.
Of who?
David Kampf. Because they could have used him this year. They could have called him up. He wasn't interested in that. Left the team.
He wasn't interested in them calling him up?
I guess not.
You don't.
He could be a Leaf right now.
They couldn't call him up because there was a cap crunch at that point.
He could be a Leaf right now.
They would have had to put Blay on waivers.
But he didn't.
Fine.
I don't know if it's good to resent a guy from exercising his right.
He exercised his right. But I can't
sacrifice the $3 million this year and next year.
So do we know that he got?
No, he didn't. He did not have to give back his signing bonus, and the Leafs should be grateful. They got out from under that deal for free.
They got out from under it, but you could be you get paid fabulously well to play in the National Hockey League, and you took your ball and went home, and I can't support that.
Yeah, but that's his right to do that. It's his right.
My right to walk out of this room right now, Jesse, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, but you can't resent somebody for taking their career into their own hands. If he is unhappy with the AHL role he's been given and the options are for him to sacrifice his contract for next season and not play for the Leafs, and he does that, I think it's a little odd to resent him.
You know what? I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you, Jess. I disagree with you there. He is 100% within his rights to do that. Where I would push back is so was Mitch, and Mitch was plotting his out from a previous summer. I don't think in this particular instance, I understand where Steve's coming from. I don't feel that same resentment. I don't care that much about David Kampf personally. It doesn't move me emotionally.
I thought he should have made.
You're allowed to say that rubs me the wrong way. I think that's fair. Is that not fair?
Which part?
I think the fact that he just left the team, he was like, I don't want to go down to the Marlies, and I simply can't do this. And I'm leaving the team.
He made a 7-digit bonus, and then went to the AHL and did not have to pay escrow to play professional hockey, and that hurt his soul. And when the Leafs could have ended up using him, which is what the AHL is for. The AHL, what, you think you're the only guy in the American Hockey League waiting for his shot? Mm-hmm. There's tons of guys in the American League who are dying for their shot, and I guarantee you their bank account doesn't look like yours. And you took your ball and went home.
So I think, when this initially broke, I did the same thing. I focused so much on the money, and I still think we're thinking about it in that way. Yeah. I think it's just a player who is a National Hockey League player, and there's 32 teams, and he should be in one of those lineups.
Yep.
And he's unhappy that he is not in one of those lineups, and the Leafs won't give him that opportunity to be in those lineups. So he said, I'm going to go somewhere to play a role that I know I can play, which is a National Hockey League player. And I don't have a strong hatred or resentment towards him for doing that.
Yes.
I don't have any resentment towards him for saying, I know I'm an NHL player and I'm not in the NHL and I want to be in the NHL, and I don't care about the money side of it.
Yeah.
And okay, you're telling me sit here and be happy because you're getting a lot of money. He's like, I don't care about the money.
I think what it was is that, listen, they made a commitment to each other and he just walked away from it.
If I made $7 million, I'd be brave enough to make that decision too. You know what I mean? Throughout my NHL.
I understand.
The Leafs exercised their right, and they did give him a shot to play in the NHL by waiving him. No one wanted him.
Yes, because of the contract.
Yeah.
So he said, let's get rid of it together and let's go our separate ways. I feel like it's very amicable.
Which I think also too is important to note. Again, Nobody in the league wanted that contract, and the Leafs got away from it scot-free, which is why I was blown away earlier this week, guys, when I heard that there was any sort of discussion between the Leafs, the NHL, and the NHLPA about them clawing some of that bonus back. I was like, are you guys fucking crazy?
It's a net,
Let him go.
It's a net positive outcome for all involved.
They have to just ask the question, I think. Because
Okay.
Corey Perry did have to, or there was rumors at the time when he got terminated from Chicago, paying back some of that bonus to Chicago. And I don't remember what they actually came to conclusion because that arbitration was very hidden by everybody involved. So they have to ask the question. I think the Leafs doing their due diligence. Hey, we could save $1.5 million. Let's actually try and do that. Even though it's nothing to the Leafs, it's still money.
Yeah. And it's principle, I guess.
Yes.
But I was just like, shut up.
Yeah, go away.
Shut up, let him go. And listen, I wish David Kampf the best. I thought he had some great moments here. And
he's going to sign in this division.
People were asking too. They're like, there were fans asking during the Kings Leafs last night from other markets going like, what kind of player is this guy? Yo, listen, wins faceoffs, great penalty killer, great on the defensive side of the puck. Works very hard, zero physicality. And he's sort of zero. Come on.
I wouldn't say zero. I mean, he's not a grinder, but like he works.
Is that physicality?
Yeah, rub yourself on me, daddy.
Is that physicality?
Yeah, for sure.
That's David Kampf physicality. Oh, I touched you.
You know what?
Like
that works.
Like he's physical, like butter's physical when it gets spread on a piece of toast.
Damn.
Like it's not. But at $2.5 million, that's too much. At 1.5, whoa.
Makes a little bit more sense.
That's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Max Domi was the second line center for my hockey team.
It was very
last
nice,
night.
by the way.
And
It's just nice to be that
smoked
close to
it.
you.
I think comparing David Kampf to the Mitch Marner situation is apples and oranges.
Oh, certainly. I guess my point was like I don't have to like every decision every player makes, even if it is their
That
right.
might be
Does that make
apples
sense?
to radiator.
You know what I didn't like?
Like this is not even.
You know what I didn't even like? I didn't like. I'll give you one that is not comparable at all. I was really resentful of Matt Sundin when he refused to accept a trade out of Toronto for Jeff Carter and a first-round pick.
Yeah.
And I said this, I remember thinking in my parents' living room, buddy, you could set us up for the next era. And instead, he semi-retired and then came and played with Vancouver a little bit. And we got nothing.
Well,
and listen, Mats gave that team everything, and the management really fucked it up. But in my 17, 18-year-old brain, whenever the hell it happened, I was like, buddy,
I still resent Vince Carter for the way he left the Raptors.
horrible.
sure.
Like,
Horrible.
but
And that was not exercising contractual rights. That's just being a dick.
you're a dick asshole. Like, stop it. But David Kampf, him being called up isn't Vince or Mitch Marner and Sundin, you know?
No,
They-
but
you know
like,
Do you
listen,
think,
he obviously.
do you think that the Leafs probably could have benefited from just if he was on a smaller deal, he would have been a useful part of this
It
team
was like
this year.
the first thing Brad Treliving did, and it was a mistake.
Listen, so here's the deal.
Yeah, and then he couldn't crack the team.
Yeah, hold Brad's feet to the fire for this. But what did you just say?
It was the first move Brad Treliving made, and it was a mistake.
How many days had Brad been here?
Not a lot of days.
It had been like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
Who was here?
Shaney.
Who else? The entire analytics team
Oh, yeah.
and Brandon Pridham. Sorry, guys. Listen, you want to put that on Brad?
I was
Brad?
talking about them yesterday in the LFR. Like, those guys must hate their lives today. The Leafs this Leafs team has an analytics squad
of 150 people.
Like, there's no way they think this team is even sort of what it ought to be.